everybody, welcome to That's Football. Brentford have beaten Chelsea 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, and Scroll Down FC are not even in the top 10 anymore. At what point is Pochettino under pressure? I mean, look, the media seem to want to go for Ten Hag. I get that. You know, you've got to write headlines about somebody. But this is a football club that spent £1 billion in 12 months. This is a football club that is apparently on the pathway back. This is a football club that's not even in the top 10 anymore. They're on 12 points. They're 8 points off 4th place before Liverpool play their 10th game. 10 games for Chelsea, 12 points. They're averaging 1.2 points per game. You get 3 for a win. This is a devastatingly bad start for Chelsea. And you've got to look at why. At half-time, it's 0-0. Chelsea aren't scoring goals. What's new? At half-time, Chelsea have had 2 shots on target. At full-time, they've had 2 shots on target. How do you go 1-0 down halfway through the half and not have a shot on target? They're so predictable in the final third. There's no confidence, there's no cohesion, there's no chemistry. I can't believe that Chelsea spent £1 billion and somebody somewhere didn't say to Todd Boehly, you win games by scoring goals. We don't have a striker that can do that. Let's go and spend £130 million on Victor Osimhen. Do you think they'd sell? Yes, it's way over what he's worth, but he's a good striker and he'll score goals. No, let's go and spend another 40, 50 million. I mean, how many 40 to 50 million pound wingers have Chelsea bought? Ridiculous amount. And none of them could put the ball in the back of the net consistently. Brentford were fantastic. I want to just say Brentford deserved to win that. Strong defence, brilliant counter, took their opportunities, well organised. Thomas Frank is doing a great job there. But Chelsea, that is unacceptable. And I think you can get away with it in the first few weeks. You can say, oh, it's a new start. You can talk about injuries. Everybody's got injuries. The bottom line is, Pochettino, for the first time, really has to take massive responsibility there. To have 2 shots on target at half-time and 2 shots on target at full-time, basically to not have a shot on target in the second half. When you're trying to win a game, when you're 1-0 down in a game, it's shocking. And the reason that they're not getting shots on target, it's because they're not creating good chances. You look at the first half, one of their chances on target was from a fullback, Cucurella. It's a good chance, but he's a fullback. They're not creating chances in the box. They've not got the right player in the box. And if you don't create good chances, you won't get shots on target. And if you don't get shots on target, you won't win. And if you can't score in the Premier League, everybody else can. You know, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Fulham, even Burnley will start scoring goals. So Chelsea have lost at home to Nottingham Forest now. They've lost at home to Brentford now. They've blown a 2-0 lead against Arsenal last week where they started to look better. They've taken a massive step backwards. And can I just say, the most important thing to say here really is that Chelsea have got an incredibly bad run of games coming up. Incredibly bad. Brentford at home was one of those where they had to win because in the Premier League, their next 3 games are Tottenham away, Man City at home, Newcastle away, and then after that, they've got Brighton at home and Man United away. So their next 5 Premier League games, really, 5 is 15 points. They'll do well to get 7. They'll do well to win 2 and draw 1. So, you know, it's not getting any better for Chelsea. They are in crisis. You know, it says Chelsea in crisis there. You know, I like a Chelsea. You know, I don't like a Chelsea in crisis, but you know, I like an in crisis video. They are the definition of in crisis. They've got 12 points. They're 13 points off the top. They're 8 points off 4th, which will probably be 11 points tonight or tomorrow night. So 11 points off 4th, and your next 5 games against teams that are in the race for 4th place. It's going to get worse for Chelsea. And I suppose at some point, the question does need to be asked, is Pochettino's job in danger? Well, look, there's a different answer there. Are Chelsea in crisis? Yes. Are they an absolute mess? Yes. Is there a pathway to solve it? Yes. If you put Victor Osimhen in that team, or Harry Kane in that team, or Erling Haaland in that team, I think the whole thing changes. And people will say, well, one player can't make a difference, Mark, but it can. If you're Conor Gallagher, or Cole Palmer, or Thiago Silva, or Colwill, or anybody else, they're not necessarily having a bad game, but their game is dictated to by whether they score goals. And the confidence in the Chelsea side, when you're working hard but you can't score goals, I could be a left back or a centre back in that Chelsea side. I could have had a good game there, but I won't have had a good game because the team loses. But if my striker scores the chance and we win 1-0, I might play the same game and I have a good game. My point is, they're not scoring goals and it's impacting the whole team. If they put someone in that team who can score goals, it'll raise everybody's game because you're winning. And when you're winning, you're more confident. That team is just zapped of confidence. They know they're not going to score. You know, as soon as Brentford score, they're like, shit. If we don't score first in a game, we're probably not going to win it. And you can see that mentality and you believe that negativity then. I really do think Chelsea with a really good striker would change overnight. They have got other good players in other positions. And I think you have to stick with Pochettino for that reason. And he's also a good coach, but he's an overrated coach. I think Pochettino, for some reason, gets thrown into almost Pep conversations, almost Klopp conversations. And I don't agree with that. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's one of the world's best coaches. I think he can make Chelsea better. I mean, bloody hell, I could make Chelsea better at the moment. There's no way Chelsea should be in the bottom half of the table. Chelsea should be, for me, probably somewhere around 6th. That's where I think Chelsea fit at the moment. And then you're trying to build the club from 6th to top 4. But where they are at the moment, it's incredible. They're miles and miles off. The worst thing they could do is sack him because obviously they've spent money on him in the summer. They've got to stick with him. But I think things are going to get worse. And the problem with it is will the fans stick with him? I mean, I'm on Talk Sport tonight at 7:30, and it's going to be one of my topic themes is will the Chelsea fans stick with Pochettino? I think they will at the moment, but you've lost a bad game at home again. You've also got 5 very losable games coming up. If you lost 3 or 4 of those, are they still going to be sticking with Pochettino then? It's about whether he can survive, really. Because I think there is a project there. But the thing about a project is it can go too wrong. Like, if Chelsea are in the... If Chelsea are scroll down FC, like page 2, to see them on the league table, and they're still down there for a few weeks, he probably will be under pressure to get the sack. But that's incredibly bad from Chelsea today. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. I mean, football's such a simple game. I've played the game. You don't need to play the game to understand football. It's simple. Chelsea's problem is the same problem they've had for a year. They can't put the ball in the back of the net. So go and buy a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net and stop buying wingers and midfielders and centre-backs. It's simple. Thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video. I'll speak to you on the next one.